Hey, what's going on, you guys? We're watching the game. I guess there's an umpire strike going on this year. You know, it's 1979, and we're getting ready to watch a game. We're just getting ready for the opening pitch. But we're gonna have Charlie Daniels is gonna sing the national anthem.
And the rockets spin red, the bombers singing it through the night, that our flag was still waving. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Woo! Bo Cephas, everybody. Bo Cephas. That was awesome. Oh no, that wasn't. That was Charlie Daniels. That wasn't Bo Cephas. I don't know why I thought that was Hank Williams Jr. It was Charlie Daniels. Anyway, we're getting ready to watch the game. Hold on, where's the volume? Did you guys hear that? It was completely impromptu. We should just. I don't want to turn the volume down. I don't want to miss it. Starting lineups are kind of. I got to get the starting lineup before I even. You know. You can't watch the game without the starting lineup. So we got to pause it. And the reason why I even turned this thing on is the game was on there. I didn't know that the national anthem was going to start. The game was just starting. But I felt like making a video, and there's these boxes of these. Look, there's 3 boxes of magazines right here. And I was on Gratu's. Look at these guys. I was on Gratu's show earlier today, showing a bunch of stuff, and now I just have a hankering to keep showing stuff. And I thought, why the heck not? Let's just look at some stuff. So let's pull some magazines out and let's just look at them. We'll just go cover to one after another and see what we find. Why not? We probably won't look at these too closely. We're just gonna, I don't know, we'll see what happens. Probably have to do something with the lighting, switch the lighting around a little bit. Let's see. Let's get the tripod over here. Bear with me. I'll try not to make too much noise doing this. It's kind of the worst part of getting the tripod set up is all the noise that happens when I'm moving the stuff around. Because I'm a little bit, I don't know. Not the best. Okay, there's that. Let's get rid of that thing. This. Normally I've already done this before we start the video. But not today. Not today, we're not. This is a great book that I got from Kevin at Gotham City Comics the other day. It's really good. It's the complete covers of Eerie Publications. This is the expanded 2nd edition in chilling picto color. It's the Whole Bloody Mess by Mike Howlett. He did the other Eerie Publications book that I have also, so I'm glad to get this companion piece for that other book. And this is all of the covers in beautiful, brilliant, bloody color. Everything that Eerie Publications put out. Now I do have a few of these, actually the real ones in my collection, and the one that I have is in here, and it's just always been one of my favorites. Anyway, it's this guy he's growing a vampire in a test tube. It's here somewhere. It's not this far back. Anyway, you guys know it. There it is. This is the one I have. So I've had this issue for years and years, long, like I don't know, since the 70s, I guess. It's a pretty beat up condition. Anyway, this is the one I have. Let's look at those magazines. Let's see. Let's move these books. That's going to be our area. And we're just going to grab, let's look at this first stack. First thing we're going to pull up. Let it pull that. Boom. It's Warrior Magazine. This is a British import. It's kind of like Warren, but it's from England. And it's oversized. So it's like you can't really find bags for them. It's hard to do anything with these. The top of them always get bent up and beat up and everything because they're sticking out the top of your boxes. And I've had these for 30 or 40 years, so it's amazing they're in this good a condition. But isn't this a cool cover, right? Warrior number 12. Here's another warrior. I really liked this character in here, this Father Shandor. He's kind of this mad monk. This was a good story. This is number 8 of Warrior. There's press button. This was the first time that a lot of people saw this V for Vendetta. Marvel Man is in here. This is Alan Moore stuff. Before a lot of people knew who he was, I guess. I'm not sure. It is... You want to look inside one of these? Why not? Let's look inside. Maybe you haven't seen in here. The art's good in here. This is an anthology. Warrior is an anthology magazine that half of it is probably written by Alan Moore. The art is always good. The stories are so-so. Like, some people really like this Marvel Man, but I never really got into it. I have some of it. Maybe when I like this Spiral Path. It's okay. It's kind of trippy. It's kind of heavy metal-like, but the art was always good. And then there would be humor stuff, like I remember this is good right in here, Stir Crazy. You know, but everything is, got a British, it's written by British people, for British people. So, it's okay, but I mean, it's, people eat boiled meat. Okay, Hammer, The House of Hammer. This is another British import. It's 35p monthly. This is number 10. Close Encounters, Fu Manchu, Werewolf Gallery. Isn't that a great Curse of the Werewolf cover? So what's cool about this is just what it says right here. Curse of the Werewolf, the full film told in comics. So this is that great movie. This is a great one with this guy, Oliver Reed. He had a drinking problem. Maybe not the nicest guy. Some people had trouble working with him, if I recall. Look at John Carradine. He never looked better. So this is, somebody needed to call Adult Protective Services on whoever was supposed to be taking care of John Carradine at this point. This is like a 90-year-old man he's still working. Why did he shouldn't have been working? Maybe he wanted to work. I don't know. I'm just joking a lot of the times. I'm just joking around. Anyway, this was a great movie, and look at it. They show us the cast there. Certificate X. That's probably because there's a grape scene at the beginning of here. Grape ape, right at the beginning. Remember, that's how the movie starts. We don't want to look too closely at that. This is a really cool magazine. The Year of Fu Manchu. Look at Boris Karloff there. Kong's Kind. This is going to be an article about kaiju, I believe. Oh, now we're looking at some apes. Maybe it's apes. I don't know. There's must be just apes. Part 2 of Curse the Werewolf. Okay, there we go. Let's move on. Moving right along. I told you this is going to be random. It's kind of fun. I didn't realize we're going to run across an incredible issue of Dynamite with the beautiful Farrah Fawcett on the cover. This woman was so beautiful. So this would have come from school. Scholastic. I got everything from Scholastic. I used to order a lot of stuff from Scholastic. My mom would let me buy a lot of books from school. So I always got Dynamite. This is one of my Dynamites that's left over. I don't have very many. I wish I would have saved them all. I wish I wouldn't have used up all the stickers and the calendars and posters, but I did. $1977. Look at this. The Dynamite Duo, number 12. Oh, look at Farrah. That board she's on. Looks like a, what is that? Makaha? A Norton Pro-Am? What is she on there? Look at that thing. It's so awesome. Look at, there's the marriage of her and Steve Austin. Yeah. Oh man. Farrah, is it really you? No. Whew. So I had that poster and the t-shirt. I still have the t-shirt. I bought another one of those t-shirts. I've got one right now in my closet. You know, the one of her in the red one piece. This was always good in here. Count Morbida's monthly puzzle pages. Look, I did this. Okay, let's move on. Savage Sword of Conan. What a great cover. This is number 41. Slave of the Amazon Queen. Wow. Look at that. Jeez, if it wasn't for this stupid UPC code right here, we could just put my thumb over it. That's better. Isn't that much better just like that? Earl Norham painted this cover. This guy was really good. He made this look effortless. In many ways, I like this guy better than Boris Vallejo. Because he's bigger. There's something, I don't know. We're closer in. Boris is like further out. I'm just talking about how they what they're painting and what the paintings look like. Look at this. This Earl Norham. I mean, this looks like the cover of a 1950s men's magazine. Oh, look at this. Look at her. I mean, I don't mean to misgender. But, wow. What a time it was. A time of innocence. A time of slaying crocodiles. Look at this Ernie Chan. 1977. Or is that a 79? It's a 9. This is 1979. This is June of 79. Ernie Chan. This guy was great. Very, very talented. Look at how good Ernie looks. This makes this look good. So, you know, Ernie Chan made John Buscema's art look like Conan and made us look like what we love so much. Ernie had a lot to do with that. I mean, you can tell by just looking at that right here. See, now we got Tony DeZuniga. So this guy's art, his inking, the way he affects Buscema as opposed to the way Chan affects Buscema, I prefer Ernie Chan. But this guy, I liked his work on Thor in the 70s, and that's where his art grew on me, but I don't particularly like it here on Conan. Wow, this has really been a grab bag, and it was been totally random. So this was a cool box to pick up. None of this stuff has been organized, so it's nice because I have a whole area set up right now for Warrens. So we found a little stack of Warrens here. There's also another Hembeck, which I've got a couple Hembecks set to the side already. So we're going to do some work while we're looking through this stuff. What a fabulous cover. Queen of Hearts. Is that Saint Julien? I think that's who that is. That's a beautiful cover. I really like the way this guy paints her so loosely. It's just really well done. There's something. It's hard to even explain this piece right here. You know, it's cartoonish in a way, but then in a way it's also near photorealistic with the anatomy from the boots moving up, and then suddenly it becomes a little bit cartoonish. Her anatomy changes and becomes a little bit Frazetta-like, and now she's soft and loose, and her hair and her face. Now it's clearly an illustration, but at the beginning we're mesmerized. Queen of Hearts. What a beautiful cover. Is that Rudy Saint Julien? Is that what the name of that guy who did that cover? Sterling. It just Saint Julien is what it says. I don't know who. Sterling. I'm not sure where I got this issue. That's dynamite, isn't it? This is just so good. Look at that. Stay out of this magazine, for words alone can barely hint at the terror that lurks within. My goodness. This is just the greatest vampire girl of all time. This is mine. I mean, this is one of my earliest issues. So I bought this on the stands July of 76. So I was really little. I was 11. What would my mom, what did she think? I mean, I don't know. She didn't look at the stuff like that I had like this. She wasn't looking at what magazines I bought or anything. She was just letting me go and buy what I wanted. And these were at the newsstand. These would be sold at this place. It was actually wasn't a newsstand. It was called a newsstand, but it was a newsstand, but it was a huge newsstand that was also an everything else store, like tons of stuff. Anyway, it's a real place. It's in this town called Placerville, California, and it's like a 150-year-old building. It's like from the gold rush. It's like an original, like, country store newsstand that was founded in like 1850 or something. I'm serious. You could probably look it up. I think it still exists. It has wooden plank floors, and I bought a ton of stuff whenever I would be able to get down there to Placerville. So when I would get down to Placerville, down the mountain from Tahoe down there, I would go to this newsstand place and I would buy magazines and treasuries. Otherwise, I was just relying on what I could find in Safeway up Highway 50. But I must have read this and barely understood any of it, but mostly I was just looking every page over and over and over again. Just looking at every panel over and over and over again. Like, all of these panels are still very familiar to me. Did you guys ever do this? Go back to the beginning when you only had 5 magazines in your collection, or 10. This was one of the 10 magazines that I owned at the beginning. So some of my comics are the same way. Those early ones, I know the panels. This was the first Hembeck that I ever got. This came from the comic shop that I used to work at when I was in high school. And, you know, that's where I was that's a point in my life when I was working in this very slow comic shop in a tourist trap mall with not a lot of customers and just me. Only one evening employee. I worked like the 3 to 11 shift. And yeah, so I would hang out and read comics and kind of bullshit and have fun with all the other people that worked in this weird little tourist attraction mall in Cannery Row, Monterey. And I read this every single word. So I learned a lot about all this Silver Age stuff. This stuff predated me, and I hadn't read this stuff before. So I learned a lot of things from Fred Hembeck. I learned about these characters, and I learned about some of these funny things that had happened before I had been reading comics or before I was even born. Some of it gave me heads up on stuff to look for in the future. Like eventually I would look for old DC crazy covers like this, and I would buy these covers, these ones that Hembeck did. Like I own this one, and you know, of course, the one with Witch Doctor, Jimmy Olsen. You know, I learned about that stuff in here before I actually sought it out or found it in real life and then purchased it. Like this is so neat that, you know, when Hembeck is like doing this ode to Steve Ditko. But I mean, this guy's not for everybody. Maybe you don't like his humor. I thought it was really good and funny. I haven't read it in years though. Let's keep going. We're at 21 minutes. Let's make this a half hour long. Why not? This is Mad Monsters limited edition #1, special #1. This came from Scary Monsters magazine. Dennis Struck Tennis, is that how you say his name? He used to have those ads in the back of Scary Monster magazine. He sold these reproductions of classic old monster magazines from, once again, from like before I was born, stuff that I had never even been exposed to or read before. So he was selling these, so I ordered a bunch of these, or not a bunch, I ordered certain ones, and this is one of them. It's cool, huh? Doesn't that look great? Nancy Pelosi. Mad Monsters #1, featuring exclusive Conga. This is a cover. This is a Steve Ditko cover. I almost passed that up. Give me a second to look at everything. Sorry, guys. So yeah, Steve Ditko cover. Monsters, Fiends, Ghouls, Reptilicus, and Conga. St. George and the Seven Curses. We, the staff of Mad Monsters, salute you. Nice. This is another one of those that I got from Scary Monsters. It's Castle of Frankenstein #1, a reprint. Very nice. It's cool. Huh? Neat stuff. The camera's been kind of pooped this whole time, hasn't it? Let's move it up. Wow. Sorry, guys. I mean, that's a little bit better. I could have fixed that a long time ago. Man, that sucks. Along with the entry of the video when I called Charlie Daniels Bocephus, that was embarrassing. I wasn't really looking. And I thought that it was Hank Williams. Love and Rockets. It is recommended for mature readers. Los Hermanos Hernandez, right? Is that who this is? Is that the Hernandez brothers? Yep. Gilbert and Jaime. This is good. See? It's weird, but it's good. I mean, you can see it's obviously good. The art is great. The writing is kind of subversive and a little weird. And these guys are probably communists. I don't know. Maybe they're cool. I'm not really sure. Maybe they're making incredible stuff right now, and I don't know anything about it. You know, but anyway, this older stuff, this was edgy at the time when it came out, and I was liking it. I enjoyed it. Got a bunch of it. Let's look at them. I mean, you can see why I like it, and you can tell the art that I like is art like this. Look at how good this guy draws girls. Oh shit! Sorry about that, Kong. Not like this cover. Should have been calling out the numbers for you guys. This is number 40. Maybe you guys are interested in 11 Rockets. This first one we looked at is number 34. And this one with this cool cover is 39. And then this one with this cool cover is 40. Isn't that nice? We were just talking about negative space, the use of negative space, and we were even talking about the rule of threes, which is happening here again. It looks nice. This is the first issue. Shouldn't this be in a bag or something, Meyer? Shouldn't you be taking care of this? This is maybe a $50 or $100 book. I don't really know, but it's just in here. It's very nice. It's a beautiful cover. It's a very nice. 11 Rockets #1, recommended for mature readers. I recommend this book if you're a weirdo. Otherwise, if you like looking at beautiful women that are really well drawn and reading some stuff that's kind of weird, but it's kind of good sometimes at the same time. But it's kind of like heavy metal in a way. You're putting up with stuff just to look at pretty pictures. And that's that case. That's the case here. This is Deadly Hands of Kung Fu with this Neil Adams cover. I really used to like this magazine. I have a lot of these. This is number 3. Really enjoyed martial arts when I was a kid. I liked the movies, and I took martial arts classes a couple different times as a kid, and then also as an adult. And then my son is really into this. He's very much into martial arts. Isn't that great? Here's the first bagged book that was in the box. It's Eerie number 14. Nice cover. Look at that. That's cool. Ooh, this is a gross bag. It's one of those bags that's all foggy because it's so old. Let's just take it out of here and get rid of this bag. It's one of those ones that's soft. It's like from the 80s. Let's get rid of that. This is not in that great a shape. Hey, but it's still Savage Sword number 11. Well, it wouldn't matter. Look, it doesn't matter. But it's a Savage Sword number 11. It's kind of faded. It's got a little bit of a rip on the cover. Who's that? Klaus Schwab. Or, no, that's former vice president. Planet of the Apes. Look at this. That's nice. This is number 6 of the Planet of the Apes magazine. It's the cataclysmic conclusion of our 6-part adaptation of the first film, Planet of the Apes. So this is going to be where, he's going to... I don't want to give away the ending. But he's going to find something on the beach. It's a nice cover. This is a nice magazine. And here, look at this. Is this the end? I think it might be the end. This is Sex to Sexty. How now, Sex to Sexty? Number 34. This is such a creepy cover. This is one of the creepiest covers in my entire collection, you guys. Now, I don't know if it's illegal to be showing this cover. It can't be, can it? This isn't illegal, but it's certainly weird. Yeah, this is just what would you call this? Stag humor on the inside here. It's just dirty jokes. It's dirty jokes that are lame now. It's like what would have been considered dirty in 1974 is what's inside of here. So I hope you enjoyed looking at this stack of magazines we looked at. It was kind of fun. Let's cover up Sex to Sexty, and let's look at this Love and Rockets. Maybe we'll put Love and Rockets. We'll go like this for the. Maybe let's see. We gotta figure out a before we end the video because we only have a couple minutes left. We're gonna figure out a thumbnail. Like that maybe. Let's just go with that. It's like Love and Rockets because we want to get this girl's bust, this woman's beautifully shaped breasts, and as well as we want to get these that girl take the robot looking weird chick with the blue green hair taking a drag off the smoke, and then we really like the shadows in the background. That's just maybe the best part of the cover. But then also let's put Frank over here. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good night. Take care. Talk to you later.